fucking assassinator. And they were probably going to assassinate the gnomes. And
they were halflings.
They were halflings. They were little people with very nice dispositions. And they were about to be murdered by these soldiers of the realm of which we were going to speak to the king. And so we verbally interceded first, and then they said fuck off, and they were going to kill us too. And then we physically interceded, magically physically interceded, and everyone's affected by phantasmal force. I don't know. So yeah, we're engaged in an encounter. Some people are distracted. Some people are dying. Some people are trying to kill us. So we have gnomish halflings who are just not really doing much, just kind of standing there waiting to die. And then we have some soldiers who were being dicks. So yeah. So we don't really know if they're saying that they're acting under the rule of the law and what their king says, but we're not really sure. So we also don't know if this king is going to be an asshole or what, or just these guys are assholes.
My money's on asshole.
Yeah, no, I mean he is a king. So we're also attempting to do non-lethal damage because we don't necessarily want to kill these guys. Because we don't want to be in poor favor with the king. So we're thinking we're just going to incapacitate them and bind them on these trees and then go talk to the king and be like, what the fuck, yo.
So that was a pretty good recap. I think the things that I would fill in is that the bodies that you found frozen in the river appeared to have been recently murdered, hung or shot with crossbow bolts.
They were murdered by these people, by these soldiers.
And there were footprints in the snow around that seemed to be metal boots.
Soldier boots.
Yes, and then these guys have metal boots.
There were also hoof tracks that you guys followed that seemed to lead you back to these guys as well.
And they were from the adjoining kingdom. Not the kingdoms from here.
They were from Lady Den's area.
All right. They were Denians. That's right.
Yes, and you guys had and Den is one of the principalities that is part of Dazen.
Right. And these gnomes are from
the kingdom to the
next door. Right.
West.
Yes, I can't remember the name of it.
That's okay. They can't either.
It's almost well. First of all, Kevin, when you corrected and said gnomes first, I was like, I'm fine with leaving it that way if that's what he wants to do. And then you went back to halflings, and I'm like, you're doing what I did last time, where I couldn't remember what they were.
Yes. Yep. Well, I was trying to help create the feeling and the effect.
Oh, good. It was good. It was good. The other thing that I will mention is that you guys took the insignia or regalia that was on the bodies from the corpses that you found. And then you followed further up the river and you came upon this scene. Just for an explanation on the map. And cut. Just for an explanation on the map and just as a reminder, Batman, large Lego Batman, is the celestial guardian that Nim summoned. I believe that's correct, yes?
I just want to make sure that Celestial Guardian is the right thing, but yes.
I think that's what the spell was.
Summon Celestial.
Summon Celestial, so okay. You summon the Celestial to guard.
Technically, a Celestial Spirit is what it is referred to as, and I chose the Defender type, as opposed to, I think, Avenger? Yeah.
I think that's right.
But now we're just getting into semantics. He's a Celestial Guardian.
On the map, the green on the map is the hypnotic pattern that many people passed. I believe it was the people that have a purple mark that are still charmed, or currently are charmed. The people who have like health marks on them are people who have taken damage in some way. And then there's an individual with a diagonal that I drew on it, and I did not make a note to myself what that meant. So if anyone can help me, that would be great.
I think the green is darkness.
Green is darkness, and I think that might be the one that was affected by Tasha's hideous laughter. Is it? I don't know. Tasha's laughter of sorts.
We have no marker for hypnotic pattern because it was just like a one-time
because it was that's right. Darkness is the green. I'm sorry, the green was making me remember hypnotic pattern, and I knew it was over a bunch of stuff. So okay.
Yeah, it hit that area, but
okay, and so right now there is a soldier to the north that has popped out. There's a commoner that's pretty close. There's soldiers on either side of one of the halflings. Yes, they're halflings. I'm going to say it one more time. I won't remember it, but halflings. That looks like he's on his last legs. There's also soldiers surrounding another halfling, but they're all in darkness, and one of them is on the ground writhing in laughter. There's a young human woman who, the commander, who is to the south of the map, was threatening to basically run through this sword before everybody interacted. We talked about Batman, so Venice is over here just playing his lute. There is a soldier that's outside of it, and I think I know for a fact that it is your turn. So let's start a little battle music. And you guys do what you want to do.
TJ, the darkness is yours. And the hypnotic pattern, or whatever it is, was Puent's. Just so that you guys are aware for concentration and stuff.
Okay, well, I need to mark off a spell slot that you guys cast.
No, pattern. I'm pretty sure I did that.
Where's the darkness?
The green.
The green circle.
Oh, I thought that was hypnotic.
By the way, from what Kevin just said, it's you, because you are the darkness.
Yeah, and you believe in a thing called love.
Mm-hmm. You believe in a thing called love.
Crazy little thing.
So there's lots of darkness around. Nim's not doing anything, so whatever. I'm reading. You guys have got this.
Alright, you're reading to get your wisdom up?
Yes.
Yeah, she's been really pounding that book because I believe what we had said was if she finishes it before she gets to Bresk, she will get the benefits of it, but will suffer some minor exhaustion levels because of it.
I believe you had said some rolls.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like there'll be some contracts for it, basically. But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
In no
but there
way
could
will it
be.
make you. Yeah, you're not going to suffer the most extreme. Even if you fail like several
6
times, you're not
dead.
Oh,
how's your wisdom now, idiot? Make a new character.
It was a cursed book, and it drains all your wisdom and your con, and now you're dead. Okay.
Those are my good ones. Shit.
Glad you took it.
Right.
But yeah, so what are you guys doing?
You said that we really aren't really interested in hurting these guys?
Well, let's not put it that way.
We're definitely going to hurt them. We're just not going to kill them.
It could be interesting.
I mean, you do what you're going to do. Also, just for full disclosure, the X that is on the map that is on Balin's token is just the marker where you guys started on this map. Balin is still alive and well and is not dead, just to clarify.
I don't see that. So I think that might be GM.
Might be on GM, okay. Because on mine there's just a big X in Balin's token, and I'm like, no, he's fine. He's okay.
He didn't want to participate, and you had explained it to us that, if I'm not seen, I wasn't really here doing it. But it turns out he wasn't participating because he was dead.
He's been dead the whole time.
What was in that hot chocolate?
I like to think that maybe after the hot chocolate incident that happened when the sled got caught in the dead guy's belt loop, Moruk was like, I appreciate your small marshmallows, but I don't appreciate this. Just shoved him in the Shadow Realm, and now he's dead.
Shadow Realm. That's
Shadow
wrong.
fell, right? Shadow
Now,
fell.
who are we attacking?
No, he lost to duel.
So
These David Duchovny looking kid things, or the Starship Trooper looking tokens?
Starship Trooper. So these guys and this guy. However, from where you are right now, you probably can't see any of them because they're all in darkness.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the problems.
It was a great snap decision to control the battlefield, and people are stumbling and bumbling around in it, but right now it's also a hindrance for people to be able to affect things.
okay, I'm gonna ready a firebolt on the first clearly nefarious person that pops out of this darkness.
Didn't mark that down. Whoops. I'm just wondering if it might make sense for the darkness to stay at the moment. It might. So, it's not my darkness to make decisions with. I'm just asking questions.
How did
Not
you
my old friend.
cast it, by the way?
Uh,
Regular second level spell slot.
Was there another way that you could?
I am a darkness sorcerer, so I can cast it and see through it with sorcery points instead.
So I wouldn't have known that about
true.
the sorcery points, but I would say,
But
shit, if you
I
want
would say
to...
that if that's something you have, then we can just retcon to say that was if you want to spend the points to do it.
Right.
Then sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure last time
He spends them and then dispels the darkness.
No, I was just gonna say.
All right,
I'm pretty
get 'em.
sure that last time we played, we had 3 players, and then Eric bowed out halfway through, and then Kevin was playing everybody and himself except for Dolan.
Right. The only benefit I got was the fact that Nim wasn't actually participating, which doesn't help because that's the easiest one for me to control. I know what my strategy is with her.
How do you feel about me spending extra sorcery points to give other people vision in my darkness, Tom?
I'm
Or-
down with it. I'm down with it.
Cool. Would you say 2? Because that's how much I need to see through mine.
So it would cost you 2 points to give the same ability to someone else. I think that sounds right.
Reasonable? Cool.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Because the person who would benefit most through this is Obscurity.
Well, obscurity is she? I'm saying that she's not fully in the darkness, so she's
Mhm.
okay. But if she wants to attack the commander without any sort of disadvantage, then yes, that would give her that ability.
Yeah, if I can give her the ability to see through the darkness, I would even like give up mine just so that she can see it. 'Cause I think she would benefit most from it, and just port around in that darkness thing.
Oh
Space.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, you're basically describing the best ninja scene ever.
Yeah.
Everything goes black, and then the ninja sees everybody perfectly in the darkness, and it just walks around, just wiping them out. So I mean, that sounds pretty dope.
And then he starts
Okay.
throwing his daggers.
I will spend 2 additional sorcery points to let her see through the darkness.
Just you can do like you have range to do that. It's not like a touch or anything. Just to clarify.
I think it would be the same range as darkness.
Okay.
Because I like that's what this would be an additional ability. This would be kind of like a homebrew thing. I just thought of now because like I can spend this and I cast darkness at like a lower level, being a shadow sorcerer. I didn't know if I could just grant the ability to other people, which would be cool.
I like it. I like it.
Me.
Because
I'll
everywhere
spend
is darkness, I can also shadow step all over the place. Pop
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, I know.
I also think that the fun part of saying like when Nim was like, "It's your darkness. You are the darkness." Your like ability to control it is pretty dope. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at a cost of sorcery points, of course, but
Mm-hmm. I currently have 5 sorcery points, so I can do that.
okay.
So that's
So-
a bonus action to do.
Obscurity, you suddenly see this commander who you had hit several times before the darkness had kind of ensued, but you know that you are flanked on either side by both one of these Steppen Guard soldiers and this commander.
Oh. Really cool. Really cool. If nobody else wants to go now, I can take my turn.
Yeah, the darkness definitely throws a huge wrench in things with people who can't see through it. Right, Farouk? I thought we were on the same team. Technically, we are.
Does a 21 hit the commander?
That's a good
hope
question.
so.
Let's see.
And you should have advantage because he
Oh,
can't
should I?
see. Yeah.
Can't see you.
He can't see you, but the celestial is providing flanking.
I don't even know if it would matter about that.
No, that doesn't
Just 'cause he's-
cancel advantage on attacks. He might
No,
get
it'll-
advantage on attacking obscurity, but
No. I was saying obscurity was getting advantage because of flanking from the celestial.
oh, okay. Sorry,
And-
brain's fried.
And
no,
my
it's cool. At first I was like, wait a minute, what are you? Oh no, I see what you're saying.
Double advantage.
my argument, yeah, exactly, is that it doesn't even
She
matter
can see
about the
and he
flanking because of the darkness. Yeah.
Yep, understood.
So double advantage. So roll again. Keep rolling. We'll come up with more
Does the
reasons to roll.
I don't know if the celestial
We'll get you the
can see
crit.
magical darkness. That might be something to look up.
No, right
That's
now
okay,
obscurity's
there's
the
no-
only one.
There's
Okay.
no double advantage
No,
Yeah,
in
no.
5e, unfortunately.
However,
but
Hey,
there's
okay.
quadruple advantage. So keep it going.
yeah, but if you roll a 1 on their 4th attempt, you hit yourself. So,
Right.
excuse me. So,
Hey,
listen,
if we can throw dark vision around, we can throw double advantage. Okay, come on.
so here we go. So, let's run through this. So your first strike against the commander, the 21 would have hit. The 23 definitely hits, and then the 28 definitely hits. So you hit him.
Well, the 23 would be my first hit then, and then the 28 and whatever this is. No, okay. The 28 is my second hit, so those are my 2 attacks. For my
Okay,
regular.
as you do that, tell me the damage, and he's going to use his second. He's going to use his second ability that he has twice per day because he used one last time.
Okay.
So go ahead. 11 points of damage.
Plus 6, so 17.
17 points of damage. Okay.
And stunning strike.
And that's a con save.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 19 on the die. Plus,
Save.
plus, plus. He saves. And he uses one of his abilities, his leadership abilities, to have the soldier behind you attack you.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So he can do that before my turn ends?
It's basically like a
legendary.
ability. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so after a character attacks, he can cause that to happen.
Okay.
All right. So that guy rolls a nat 20. Stepping guard soldiers. They have a flail. They don't do a lot. So it's 2d8 plus 4. No, it's 2d8 plus 2. I'm sorry. Let's roll 2d8 plus 2. All right. Wow. All right. As you take 12 points of damage as the guy behind you cracks into you. That's the last ability he has like that for today, though. He used one last time to get somebody to move, and then he used another one.
Okay. Is this guy looking? Oh, okay. He has 2 markers on it.
He does. That hit those 2 hits. I'm sorry. Yeah, those 2 hits. Actually, did you roll damage a second time?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
11 and 6. 11 and 6. Okay.
Perfect.
Yep. Yeah. So that has not dropped him to the critical level yet. He's pretty hardy in hail.
Okay. I don't love this position. Can I?
If you were to attempt to move, you would not provoke from the soldier that just hit you because the commander made him use his reaction to attack you. So you wouldn't provoke from him. The commander, I would give him an attack of opportunity, but it would be at disadvantage. And the woman does not have a weapon, nor have you been aggressive towards her. So there's no reason that she would attack you. I'm not laughing at you. I'm still dealing with this cough, so sorry.
He's laughing at you.
I'm really not. I'm really not.
Good decision making.
Yeah. Oh my god, stop it. Laughing hurts.
Hey, I'm just excited that we can finally cause physical pain to Tom.
Right.
Okay.
Oh no, you do that all the time.
It's
you guys
just
do that
like
all the time.
No,
it's
no,
just
no,
that's psychic damage.
That's emotional and psychic.
You're right. You're right.
Now we can actually cause you physical, bend over, puke your guts out pain.
Okay,
Well,
it
doesn't
was
extend. to
weird
that
before you got to
level,
puke
but
your guts
okay.
out.
I'm
I've caused Tom
gonna use my shadow
physical
step.
pain lots of times.
Yeah.
Okay. Does
I'm gonna use
shout?
Shadow Step, when I'm in dim light or darkness, as a bonus action, you can teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space you can see that's also in dim light or darkness. Then you have advantage on the first melee attack you make.
Okay,
But the end of your turn.
But does that provoke? Is the question.
No, it's a teleport.
No, it's a
It's
teleport.
a teleport. So okay, all right. So then it does not do that. And I would also say that does using this use key points or
No,
I guess
it's a bonus action. But
then-
I would do I would use another key point to do another flurry of blows.
Right, and
Just-
using just because I haven't played a monk in a while, using key points isn't a bonus action; it's an action outside of that economy.
Yeah, it depends on what it is. The only issue is that Flurry of Blows is also a bonus action.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, is it?
Yes,
So I wouldn't be able to flurry of blows.
correct.
Damn it, Kevin.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm arguing for all these other cool things, and it's like shit. I have to be
Well, then
honest.
I can. Oh wait. So my advantage. So I just won't benefit from the advantage on my first attack because it has to be before the end of my turn. So Shadow Step helps.
But if you're staying in the darkness, you would have advantage because the other people
Anyway.
can't see you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Triple advantage.
Let's not start that again. But yeah, so if you want to move yourself wherever you're gonna go.
I like how when Tom's keeping his cough contained, he just sounds like he's trying to be a guard NPC.
It does.
Oh, let's not start that again.
All right.
Yes,
Remember
but has
that-
he seen the droids we're looking for?
Not yet. The purple dots are people that are charmed. The sideways V, Tasha's hideous laughter.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like we just witnessed like a real horror movie like visage right there, like this room of absolute darkness, and then all of a sudden we cast to like an infrared vision, and we see the soldier that's going to try to take the commoner out, and behind him obscurity just like looms
Appears.
behind him. Yeah.
Just comes out of the mist.
I mean, almost as if you are the mist. Just saying. All right, so that was Morak did some stuff. Quent, you readied in action. Obscurity just went. That leaves Savenus and Nim, I'm guessing.
Nim's not doing anything.
Well, I mean,
Right. But
we convinced Nim to cast a spell as like a bonus action last time, so just saying.
that spell is going to let's see. Going to fly up out of the darkness.
Lego Batman appears in the skies above.
Yeah, so like 15 feet up to get out of the darkness and kind of see what's going on. And then for the time being, he'll then fly down. Let's see.
Back into the
That's-
darkness, just disappeared. Yeah.
50. Right. Okay, I got it. So 15 and then yeah, so he'll be able to go over here. And let's go with we get 2 of these. Attack half right. So going up gets 3. But we're not. So 2, it's plus 8. Oh, it didn't do the plus 8 because I didn't go to advantage. But that's a 23.
To hit the soldier,
Yes.
that's definitely a hit.
And another, which is a 21. That'll be...
All right, so that's was that damage or was that a second?
No, that was not damage.
Okay.
But I'll
All right.
take
I was
it.
like, wow. But okay, so those are 2 hits.
Okay, Orn. Oh, itself too. So it's a D10 plus 3. 13 and 5. And then It
I
gets
put a whole bunch of marks on this guy. Bing, bank, boom.
8 temp
Thank you.
hit points.
Wait, then it gets 8 hit points?
Temporary. So I can melee attack, bonus equals blah 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 blah. The spell's radiant damage, and the spirit can choose itself or another creature it can see within 10 feet of the target. The chosen creature gains 1d10 temporary hit points.
So you hit this thing for, what was it, 18 points of damage, and then you heal it for 8?
No.
Well, I don't choose it to give temporary hit points to.
Okay, alright.
I choose
sorry.
it chooses itself. So it gets the good part. He gets the fun part of the mace.
Okay, so I that's why I was like, this is the most fucked up turn. Like, you just
Yes.
did 18 points of damage to something, and you were like, and also heal yourself. Like, what are you doing? It's crazy.
No, he's too far away. But
Also, that guy was fine. That guy's fine. He's fucked up, but he's fine.
yeah, I mean, I figured your worst case scenario, give him some temp hit points. I know I gave her some to begin with. There just haven't been targets around to throw it to.
Okay.
So he gets 8 temp, and then that's what that guy does. And now we've got Savennis, and I don't know what Savennis is gonna fucking do. Probably play some shit, then get a 20 for no reason.
I think you're underselling Savannah. So he'll probably get a 27 or a 32 or something.
I meant on the die.
That's fair.
Oh man, everything's you do this to something you can see. He can't see. I mean,
As a druid, you can change your spells every day at dawn. Oh, I have to relearn all the spells again? Okay, good. Do this.
yeah, I want to throw some stuff out there because, you know, just seeing the list of bard spells again is fun.
I
But
think if he moved 5 or 10 feet south, he could see the guy that the Celestial just attacked. Right now, he's kind of blocked by the darkness.
yeah, I'm fine with that because he'll end up killing him. Because you can't non-lethal Eldritch Blast. Unless you can.
Wish it. It won't, but
You know,
you can
if
wish
you,
it.
right. So, yeah, I'm gonna do kind of the same thing as Puent, and just kind of set up and see if anything pops out that doesn't seem too hurt, where it would, where shooting it would be like, hey, you died. Well, oops, though. Oops, definitely sorry.
All right. So is that everybody on the good guys team, or I mean, on your team?
Seems to be.
All right. Well, let's deal with the soldiers first. This soldier up north is going to step out of the darkness and then take off. Like, he finds his horse and is like, I'm gone.
So brave.
Well, he's gonna go get reinforcements or tell the city about these assholes that are killing them. Shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Obscurity. No, he's gonna try to. You know what? I rolled, but I shouldn't have rolled. He's gonna roll to see if he can hit the commoner. He rolls a 6 and a 4. Neither of those are enough to hit the commoner. So the commoner's safe for now. The guy that's in purple, he's charmed, so he's just sitting in the darkness enjoying life. The guy that's over here, he's in darkness. I'm gonna see if he can. He's gonna walk in a direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, he just goes and staggers this way and then this way. Obscurity, you see him come towards you and then stops right there because he can only move half distance because it's difficult terrain in the darkness. He doesn't know what's going on, and I just set you up really well. I didn't want to do it. The guy that's suffering from Tasha's hideous laughter, does he get a save? I think he gets a save, doesn't he?
That one sounds right.
I believe so. Let me double check.
Tasha's at the end of each of its turns. Yep.
You're at the end.
At the end. So I'm just gonna. He's laughing crazily, so I'm just gonna roll for him. What save is it?
15
Wisdom.
He's got a +1. He rolls a 6. He is still laughing, so the V stays. The commander.
Was that hideous laughter or somebody else's hideous laughter?
I think it might have been
you threw out the
Hypnotic pattern.
yes.
I think Savenus may have done the hideous laughter.
Correct.
All right. I'm gonna see if the commander can figure out his way out of this. Yes. He staggers out this way, but as he takes that difficult terrain step, he sees it.
Do I get to thwack him?
You do, because he
Ooh.
comes out and you can see him. Actually,
Yeah.
the both of you do if you want.
Yeah.
Well, that's just a bunch of bullshit.
That's an 8 is not going to hit him, so unfortunately, no.
Plus where are you? +9. Ooh, 22 and 23.
Those are both hits.
Okay, D10s. Don't screw this up, Eric.
Oh, wow.
You didn't.
He did not. I mean, that's...
Oh wait, shit. He fucked it up. He's gonna kill him. We can't say that we're not killing anyone if we kill them.
Alright, that definitely gets him to critical. He looks around, he sees the Celestial within reach, and then so it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Yeah, he can't make it to you guys. So he's gonna step over to here, and then he and the soldier are gonna attack the Celestial. Commander gets 2 attacks. Alright, first attack. Well, I don't think a 9's gonna hit.
Correct.
However, I'm gonna guess, could be wrong, but does a 19 hit this thing?
Yes.
Alright, so it's a D8 plus 3.
5, that's 16. Yeah, 18.
Alright, so 3 on the die, so 6 points of damage from the commander.
Oof. He's almost through my temp. Ugh.
Don't be a dick. Ah, you should. Alright, and then the soldiers.
You telling the
attack.
commander?
Alright, soldier gets a... I should have kept that on the screen. Come on. Soldier gets a 19 as well. Is that a hit?
Not anymore. I don't want it to be.
Oh, well, I didn't know if the Celestial had like that ability where like
No,
when you get hit, it spikes
no,
up
that's
so.
Rangers, and you know that.
It's just I have
Yeah, I
never
know.
summoned a Celestial. That's why I'm asking.
You should
Alright,
try
so
it. It's
that
pretty
is-
cool so far.
It sounds pretty cool. So it's a 4 on the die plus 2, so that's 6 points of damage on the first hit, and then second attack. Oh, another 19. All right,
Jeez.
and that is 8 points of damage on the second hit.
Okay.
And then the commoners can go. This guy's fucked up, so he's just gonna kind of wander this way a little bit. That guy's gonna see if he can get out. 1. So yeah, this guy, I'm just gonna move him right here. He's out, but to the north. the guy who's all messed up. It's a 5. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4,
but what-
5. He takes a step down here, which does provoke, but disadvantage. Oh man, he does. So the guy in the darkness feels him move, and this commoner dies as he kills him. That guy's dead, and then this guy's gonna try to move. 1, 2, 3.
Wait, who killed him?
The dude that Obscurity's standing behind, and this guy makes it out.
Wait, so what happened? Was he
They have ranged.
No, so the guy was standing next to the soldier. The soldier is the one that had put 2 wound markers on him already. He moved. He struck out at him with disadvantage in the darkness because it did do that. And I rolled 2 14s on the disadvantage, so the +5 was a 19.
Oh,
It was a hit.
but where was the path? Where was he going?
This guy was right here. He started moving this way.
No. Was?
Yeah.
Yes. That one. Okay.
I don't know that he should have gotten an opportunity attack there.
Darkness that you can't see him.
Can't see him, but he rolled
At
with
disadvantage,
with a
yeah.
disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he wouldn't get that. I'm just not sure. Ready action and opportunity, 2 different things. I just don't know that he would get an opportunity attack.
In darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
if you can't see him move.
So I've been playing that if a creature moves outside of a range of somebody, even in the darkness, it does provoke an attack of opportunity, but you have to roll with disadvantage on it.
I mean,
I did that with invisibility too. So if a creature was invisible but moved outside of a threatened square, you could try to attack it with disadvantage. And so that I felt like that was fair for this.
Hey, if that's the way you want it, man, that's the way we'll play it. Fine with me.
so
1, 2, 3 commoners are still up. I should see if she can move. Roll a d8 to see what direction she tries to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She just starts wandering in the darkness, but can't get out. And yeah, there you go. That is the end of their turn. So it is now your turn.
I am gonna murder the guy.
We're gonna murder you. We're not gonna hurt him. I'm gonna murder you.
I'm gonna murder him. Yeah, how quickly Obscurity changes her fucking mind. Like, you need to go.
You said you'd let me go if I told you where everything was. You stab her in the throat. Okay.
Obscurity never said that. Obscurity never made that promise.
Oh boy. All right. Obscurity.
Have the leader guy who's running make a wisdom check. I'm gonna toss laughter on him.
I'm gonna have my Celestial see if I might be able to take these guys out.
I thought we weren't trying to take him out.
We're trying to take their HP down. He's in melee.
Yeah, but if I hit him with laughter, we can subdue him.
What? But you're gonna get rid of this guy's stuff.
I have nothing on him.
You have concentration on him.
No, I don't. Oh no.
So
yeah,
you're getting
hypnotic
rid of
pattern.
that, so he's back?
Hypnotic pattern's not concentration.
Yes, it is.
I think we looked it up and it was.
They don't get a roll at the end of each turn,
I
but
take
it
that
is
back. I take
it is
that back. My
concentration.
apologies.
It's different because if
As
they
you guys are
take damage,
debating- as you guys are debating hypnotic pattern, Dolan is just rolling dice. So Dolan,
Yeah.
why don't you tell me what you're doing?
The guy who just murdered that halfling gnome.
Yes.
Just took
Halfling gnome, yes. An
Halfling gnome.
HG, yes.
He took 17 points of damage.
Holy
He's very
shit.
small.
Okay.
What does that do?
That gets him down to critical.
Perfect. Flurry of blows.
Remember, you are, yeah, you're rolling with advantage. General. So yes. I mean, you might as well roll with the advantage to see, but 27's a hit. Why don't you roll that damage first? 7 doesn't take him out. He's like on his last legs.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
It's definitely a hit. Definitely a hit. Don't roll a 1.
I rolled a 1.
It's still, but 6 points of damage and he's dead. He's dead.
Okay.
Boom.
I just want him to be knocked out. I want him to be dead. But
Do you want to spend the key point and try to stunning strike the other guy, or you can only do that on the things that you hit?
Good question.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just the one that you hit.
You have
I
to
think
you
it
have to
is.
use it.
When,
Yeah.
when
so
you
when
hit
you hit
with a
it,
melee
yep.
weapon attack, you can spend 1 key point to make the target stunned.
I mean, I'm just saying. If
Yeah,
if you
and
rolled
the
a natural
target is
20,
now the guy behind me.
I'm just
I
saying.
know.
If you,
I was hoping I would roll a nat 20.
you could have got another attack out of this.
I
mean,
know.
I'm always hoping you're going to roll that 1, so you just bonk yourself in the face with your nunchucks. But sure,
Yeah.
just because it's going to be fun when it happens, statistically.
Yes.
All right. So
Statistically, I will end up rolling more 1s than 20s.
all right. So
Right.
obscurity takes one of these soldiers out. Pow! There are 3 soldiers left in the darkness. One of them is cognizant, one of them is on the ground laughing, and one of them is just sitting there looking at the hypnotic patterns he can see in the shadows. I know that Nim, you were going to have your spiritual summoned thing do some stuff, and then Quent was going to do some stuff. So who's going first? Who's doing what?
Alright, so let's have this roll.
Just so you're aware, the soldier to your north is in worse shape than the commander. They're both pretty
Okay.
beat up, but just so you're aware.
Good to know. Oh, also, crap. I still have to figure out what the hell this guy's health is. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, that was easy. Once I actually found it. And then it was... There's 12, I think. Okay, so... First one... Yeah, we'll go with the soldier. Which will be... Is this mine? No, that's... What's his face? Savannis. Oh no.
11 is not a hit, but a 22 is.
It is 11 points of damage.
And with that, that soldier is deadified.
And damn it.
Is that the extra hit die or the temporary hit points?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Puent, you seem to have had a plan for the commander. The commander is still up, but his buddy's down. What are you doing?
I'll mind sliver him.
Okay. And Mind Sliver is not a concentration spell?
No, it's a cantrip.
Okay. What do you need from me?
I need a intelligence check, 15.
Okay. Does not have any extra abilities and has a +0 to this. But I rolled a 15 flat on the die.
Okay.
Does he take half on that or just nothing?
Just let me check here real quick.
I thought Mind Sliver was one of those things that did damage no matter what.
No, it's just a cantrip, so it's a sucker save.
Okay. All right. That leaves Moruk and Savannis. What are you guys doing?
How far away am I?
You're right here.
So I'm okay. So I'm still like, this will be accurate, moving like up to here.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Moruk has gotten out of the carriage.
It's cold. I kind of want to go back.
I use my action to dash back to the carriage.
Nope, don't like
This was a mistake.
I immediately regret this decision. So both Obscurity and I can see, right? In this darkness?
Yep.
That's what I thought. I didn't know. Yeah. Let's see. The guy trying to flee, he was already taken care of, right? Or was it this guy?
That's a guy I wouldn't say on our side, but not one of the soldiers.
Halflings.
Yeah.
One of the gnomes.
The guy
Right.
trying to flee was able to flee.
Okay. He was able to flee.
He got to his horse.
Too bad it was on
potentially-
fire.
Potentially-
Okay, so we
That was
killed
on
one
fire.
horse.
I don't remember that happening, but okay.
Because I couldn't do anything.
We mostly
Okay.
didn't kill anyone, though.
Mostly didn't kill anyone. They killed this halfling, so we killed these guys.
Actually, before we go further, I do want to raise a point about the rules with opportunity attacks. I threw it in Discord, and we can still play it how if you want to play it this way, Tom. But you make an opportunity attack when a creature that you can see leaves your reach using its action, bonus action, its reaction, or whatever.
It's fair. It's fair. I feel like I like the idea of there being a chance that you can still try to hit them, but you just don't have a good chance to do it. But for this battle, we'll stick with that rule, and then I'll reconsider it between as we kind of move forward, because I'm sure darkness will come up again. So okay.
Is that the same for normal attacks? Or is it like in C and D? Right? Your perception is the bonus action of the rules.
I'm not sure, but
What?
I don't know.
but
What's
for
the
now,
specific
let's,
question?
We'll leave it as is for now, but we can reconsider as we move forward if that's going to be the case. So, good call out on that, Kevin. I'm happy to go back and revisit it. So,
Oh. Ray of Frost, the other guard.
remember that the
Never
guy
mind.
with the purple dot is charmed, and the guy with
Oh.
the
Oh, that's right. I was
yeah.
wondering why it was purple. This
And the
guy? I'll hit this guy then.
Okay,
Does a 14 hit?
14 does not hit.
Hmm,
However,
okay.
you're shooting. You can see him. He can't see you.
Sure. I'll take that advantage then. So
I will give you advantage for sure.
If give me it.
But I don't. Yep. Nope.
all right, 14 didn't hit. 11.
11 does not hit,
Mhm.
and then a
Oh,
0
okay.
for damage. That's I don't even know how that's possible.
That is not what was rolled. I don't know why I did that, but
That's awesome.
just great. Ray of Frost. Zap! Nothing happens.
I did not.
And that's the most you could do, too. Because it's green. You crit with the 0.
Yeah.
Infinite red.
Beyond was just like, yeah, you didn't hit. It's-
No, this
He
one
didn't-
definitely.
it didn't happen.
How do you know that you didn't hit, did you? Right? No, get the fuck out of here. You get 0 points, okay?
Man. But all right, so Moruk came out of the carriage. tried to zap somebody in the darkness, didn't hit. That leaves Savennis.
Ah, shit. This guy.
Savennis just walks up to the commoner, to the halfling, smashes him in the face with his loot, and just keeps playing. Oh, I thought we were killing everybody. I didn't know what's happening.
I did non-lethal damage.
I looted him.
Can't do concentration stuff. And he can't see anything. So, guess we'll hold a, Eldritch Blast again. In case someone comes out who doesn't seem so hurt.
I mean, if you took a 5-foot step to the south, you could see the commander.
I'd argue that I could see the commander now.
I mean, sure. Yep.
I mean, corner to corner.
Corner to corner. Yep, no, for sure.
But,
I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to, because the commander's looking...
No, he'll definitely fucking crit and just wipe him out. Which we aren't trying to do.
I think that's what Obscurity's trying to do. Obscurity's just murdering people in the darkness.
Very clearly lethal, non-lethal damage was
And then
said.
when the darkness goes away, I'll be like, who the hell killed all these guys?
What happened in here?
I told you.
I was just Vulcan neck pinching them, and then they're dead now. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, except she's going in just snapping their necks. She actually isn't trying to kill them, but she's too lethal.
Their necks are too weak. This shouldn't kill them, but if they weren't training right, then it just happens.
She's just Saitama by accident.
That's why you stretch before a fight.
Right.
You're too tight.
I mean, you guys were the ones picking the fight. You should have known. You should have been prepped with this stretching.
To be fair, their fight was going to murder some halflings and a lady. And then you guys showed up, so maybe they stretched, but not enough.
Yeah. That's why it always pays to be prepared. You'd think that the soldiers would have some sort of Boy Scouting.
Yeah, maybe they got involved in this after a heavy breakfast.
Well,
Right.
if the signs are right, they did do some early morning murder, dump some bodies, and then came back to do this. So
Oh,
Death,
were we
death,
able to
death,
determine that it was the same
lunch.
thing?
all you have determined is that the hoof prints led back to where you saw this happening, and then all of these guys are wearing heavy, like, metal shoes that also somewhat match what you saw there. Circumstantial, but potentially damning as well.
Okay, so, but nothing gave us the impression that, or we were sure that these people were killed. The people we found frozen in the river were killed the same day that we found them.
You know that they were killed recently. You know that the tracks that you followed were like steel shod shoes, and that they rode out on horses. And that as you traveled further north along the Nasham River, you followed their tracks intermittently, and it led you to where you are right now. Now, whether or not the tracks have left this area or whatever, nobody's done any survival checks. You just got here, saw the scene going down, saw the woman get found, the commander drew his sword as if he was going to kill her instantly, and then you guys got involved. So that's where you're at.
Alright, since survival check was mentioned, when Savennis, was it, got that survival check crit, could he determine whether, like, how recently that recently was, in terms of, would he have been able to tell that that stuff had happened, and, like, the footprints were, recent enough? Like, would they have been
I will say this.
covered
I'll say that
if it had been 2 days?
it's possible. It's possible that the sort of the freshness of the murders, the tracks that were still visible around the hanging tree, and the hoof prints that you were following, maybe it's them, or maybe it was something that just led you here, but it's possible it was these people. Savannah says that into his comms, because clearly this is science fiction and all you have head comms, so you can talk to each other.
Nice. I'm down for a pivot.
Dennis pulls out his laser loot. Pew pew! Bing bing!
Right. I'm just envisioning some sort of like laser cats level of all of a sudden.
Yep. Everything. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all sci-fi, but we're still playing just D&D. We're just regular D&D.
Yep.
But we put a sci-fi spin. So, yeah, he's just waiting until someone comes out who isn't as weak as the commander seems to be. Because if he shoots him, he's definitely going to kill him. And that's their job.
And that's
not
their
ours.
job. Okay. So then we're going to shift to the soldiers. The one guy that's charmed. I'm sorry, I don't know if I rolled for him last time, but like the person that's under hypnotic pattern, do they get a save or no?
They do not.
Oh, they do not. That's right, because as long as concentration is held. The guy with the Tasha's hideous laughter, I will roll. I rolled a 7. He is still laughing. The guy that is to the south of obscurity, I'm going to roll a d8 to see what direction he tries to move. He rolls an 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Obscurity, he starts to move diagonally. I'm just going to get this commoner out because he moved to the north. And he's going to try to move...
Opportunity attack.
Yeah. Obscurity attack! Alright, yep, do it. Remember, roll with advantage. Because he has no idea you're there.
Huh.
Unfortunately, an 18 will not hit this heavily armored soldier. And the soldier passes out to here. However, that was 2 moves, so that is the end of his turn. But you can tell, anybody who could see him, he's looking around to see if he can find a horse as well. Alright, that deals with him, deals with him, deals with him. The commander sees a bunch of stuff going down and just sort of grunts, and then he is going to swing at the Celestial and see if he can take this thing out. He gets 2 strikes. 7 on the die is not going to do it, but a 10 on the die does... It's probably not going to do it either, but does a 15 hit the Celestial?
It does not.
Okay, then he swings twice, misses twice. Let's just... I'm going to see... So that guy's fucked up. So this commoner doesn't know what he's doing, but he's just going to try to find safety over here in the trees. This guy's wandering around, doesn't know where to go. This guy's wandering around, doesn't know where to go. Actually, that guy's charmed as well. The woman... where's my D8? It's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Starts wandering back into the darkness again. She doesn't know where she's going. And I think that's everybody, so it goes back to your turns.
Okay. I still have an advantage to attack the guy north of me. I'm asking.
Yeah, because you're going to attack out of the darkness. He has no idea that you're about to do that to him.
Okay.
Can you imagine you finally walk out of the darkness and you're like, oh, daylight. Oh. And then from the darkness, like something just reaches to grab you? Unfortunately, those are both misses.
Okay.
Oh, so, well, first strike is a miss.
Okay. Oh, you almost got your 1, Tom.
It's gonna happen. I just can't wait for you to hit yourself, but that's a hit. That's definitely a hit. I mean, I want to see you get a 20 so you keep getting more attacks too, but I want to see you hit yourself with them. Alright, so that does some damage. He definitely feels that. Are you gonna flurry him?
I am gonna flurry. Melee. Oh, okay. I was hoping to use my flurry elsewhere, but okay, I will flurry him. I wanted to do a ranged attack as my flurry, but it needs to be melee.
I also noticed somebody drew an X on the commander.
Yeah, buddy.
Uh-oh. But you have an advantage. You have advantage.
Oh, I just rolled the hit points I was taking.
All right, so it's a miss, but you don't
And I
hit
don't
yourself.
take that damage.
You don't hit yourself with it. No.
Why hit yourself? Why hit yourself?
It came close though. That's a hit, but could it be a crit?
No, it was almost.
All right, what do you do for damage?
Jesus Christ. Dude.
All right, I gotta put another mark on him. He's not looking great, but stunning strike. Use those key points.
Mm-hmm. Fuck it, yeah.
All right. I think I passed. 15 on the die.
Meets it, beats it?
Meets it beats. Well, it's a 15 on the die plus 2, so it's 17 total.
Yes.
Also
Then
meets beats. Yes.
You passed.
All right.
These guys are really annoying me that I can't stun them.
That
really
guy
annoying.
might run away. I see somebody's drawn an X on the commander. But he's
You're
still has some
welcome.
health. So what's going on?
No, he doesn't.
Not for long.
No, he doesn't anymore. Because obscurity was rolling so many times, we have to scroll up to see the 16 on the die and the 20 on the die for those attacks.
Oh shit.
So yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's the 20. So how much damage does your Celestial do on a critical strike?
Well, the first attack would be, because I accidentally had just clicked it twice, and it's like, oh, well, whatever. He's got 2 attacks. So the first one is 10 points of damage.
Okay, he's still up.
Okay.
He's not going to be after the second one, but he's still up.
No, I imagine that he's not. So D10 2 plus 3. Not like crazy. Well, I mean, the damage was good. Because it's just an extra D10 plus 3. But that D10 was a 10. So
Yep.
17.
So he had 8 hit points left. How does Celestial Batman, the Defender, bring the commander down?
Let me just make sure something real quick. Okay, so interestingly enough, it's radiant damage, but I suppose... Excuse me. I suppose that's not too crazy, since a lot of my damage as Nim is also radiant, even being all
Radiant,
darknessy.
yes.
So it's just a big mace comes down, smashes on him, and then maybe he came up to block with it, but I assume that he brings his arms up to block the first shot. Still takes a bunch of damage, but then Batman just turns it over and almost like golf swings it into his stomach while yelling, "I am the knight."
And as you hit this guy, you just everybody who could see it just sees like not only the wind but the lights go out and he crumples to the ground with that hit. I think at this point, with somebody who's still under Tasha's hideous laughter, somebody who's still charmed, and one guy who's about to try to find a horse and get away, Obscurity, I'm going to give you one last shot with an opportunity attack to grab this guy and take him out to the north if you want to take it. Otherwise, I'm going to say that he takes off on a horse as well.
If I hit him, does he have to stay? Or do I have to kill him? Or
If you hit him,
Mhm.
you could either stunning strike him or you could kill him because he is at half
Okay.
health right now. They are pretty beefy, but there's a chance for a crit. You're rolling with advantage. It's a hit.
Stunning strike.
So he is stunned. I rolled a 3 on the dice.
Thank God.
So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off the battle music because you guys have basically taken care of this. I'm going to run to the bathroom, and then we'll deal with the aftermath of this. So I'll be right back.
So my stunned guy, we should just be able to tie him up. And the Tasha City's laughter guy, we should be able to tie him up. And the one who's charmed, we should just be able to tie him
Hypnotic
up. We don't have
pattern.
to do them. We don't have to do
Yeah.
any additional damage to them. Okay.
Yeah, we're tying all of these guys up, and I'm actually gonna have, because I assume once everything is kind of cleared, we let up the darkness so that we can take care of these things as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Gross. Because I'm gonna have my celestial spirit go over and heal our fallen,
Oh, nice.
whatever, Patrick Dempsey. Is that the guy I'm thinking? Is that the right one?
McDreamy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, they look they all look like Al Pacinos.
The Pacino soldiers.
Now the soldiers, the halflings.
Pat.
Oh, fair.
And Devil's Advocate.
Patrick Dempsey is right in the same wheelhouse. I don't know if he was exactly the guy I was thinking, but it's close enough where it's like, yeah, I'll stick with it.
So I'm going to say that you guys, if you're so inclined, can either bind or I mean, kill the soldiers that are still alive. That's up to you.
Kill them all!
Yes,
Wow.
we kept them alive so that we could kill them
Correct.
later.
Just so we could kill them after we've had them.
Right.
I mean, Obscurity, you have done this in the past, so I'm just saying.
Right, we didn't need to keep her alive.
I
There
mean,
was no reason to negotiate.
there were some reasons, but you decided to not choose to take those reasons. I'm just asking if you're going to take those same reasons now.
No.
Wasn't it a hag?
Yep.
Yeah. He's still not over it. Still not over it.
Yeah,
It's
he
not
really
that I'm
likes
over
his
it, it's just
hags.
there were some pathways that you could have taken that you cut off right at that point. I'm just saying.
Yeah, the head.
I'm pretty sure she didn't cut the head off. She just stabbed her to death, but whatever.
Yeah, enough times in the neck.
And then the head just came off.
No slashing, all piercing damage.
There's one time
Yeah,
in the
all
neck,
the
and it
arteries.
was
There was
spinal
for each
cord. He
pathway
didn't
that
feel
was
a
cut.
thing.
All right, so
Yeah, we're tying these guys up to trees.
all right, you guys
Oh, cool.
have the full ability to do it. I assume that Moruk probably goes back to the carriage at some point because he doesn't want to be outside and wants to be warm and enjoying the inside of the carriage.
Hot cocoa.
Exactly.
Yep.
Balin will effectively say, well, with one of the soldiers who's gone, it might cause some difficulties for us when we get to Bresk, but our diplomatic papers should provide us a level of immunity. But the question I have is, what should we do with the soldiers? Because they're clearly not going to paint us in a good light. However, us bringing them to Bresk could be seen as like a maneuver of goodwill, but it could also be seen as aggressive. So I think you'd probably want to get whatever information that you can from both these halfling gnomes as well as the soldiers, and then maybe make a decision from there.
I do have the ability to charm the soldiers. We could probably ask them questions as if you're an ally.
To be fair, one of them is currently, as is one of the halflings, and one of the soldiers is still writhing on the ground laughing. So,
Oh, okay. Well, at least he's enjoying himself.
I really don't think anybody enjoys the hideous laughter spell. I'd like it's one of those things where like if somebody tickles you, it's funny, but like after a while it hurts. So some things that you start to find out in discussion with the halflings and the soldiers. The halflings were helping.
Tom, just so you're aware, one of the things that I had the last thing that my celestial would have done, I think, pretty much, because I don't know how long it lasts, up to an hour, so it's still hanging out, but it went over and it used its healing touch on the halfling that went down.
So let's do this. Let's give it 2 death saving throws, and if those are failures, maybe we need to do a third. But if at least one of them is a success, then you're okay.
What the hell?
Or maybe you didn't heal it at all for 0. I think this is just another one of those roll 20 isn't sending the right information to. I'm sorry that Beyond isn't sending the information, but
yeah, no, absolutely, it's weird.
Do you want me to roll a death saving throw, or would you like to roll a death saving throw?
Sure, let's roll some death saving throws. First 1d20, 19.
That's a pass. You got 1 save. All right, just don't critically fail this next one.
2 saves.
You're able to bring him back up. Yeah.
Might not even. Might just let him keep making saves.
You say that, and then critical failure. Damn it!
Yeah. Well, just critical failure. Heal. Heal. All right, fine. He's doing well. All of a sudden, it's the ER scene and in every movie. Everything's crashing. Okay, get the fucking heals.
Alright, so...
get the battles!
The halflings had been helping woman Hethel Beckoff sneak out of the country. Just as a throwback, because you guys did call it, you just didn't remember it. The halflings were merchants from Ostalin, and they were leaving Bresk and heading home. But the soldiers had kind of intimated that they may in fact be spies. They were so Beckoff is a minor noble and had been romantically involved with someone else who was suspected to be an assassin. You guys basically saw that everybody like what went down from there after discovering. As you guys continue to sort of have a conversation, I feel one-sidedly with the halflings and with Hethel than anybody else. You guys find out that just 3 days earlier, King Steppengard's entire family was slaughtered. His 5 eldest children, ranging in ages from 12 to 17, were at a party in which everyone was slaughtered, literally cut to pieces with no sign of the assassins.
Talk about
Within minutes of that, the king's wife and 13 of his youngest children were killed by poison at a dinner, a fate which Steppengard only managed to escape because one of his nobles came to him complaining about the activities of the Regessian ambassador that was in there. Like, he literally put the spoon down and went to deal with this guy while everybody else ate their meal and then got killed because of poisoning. In every case of these assassinations, as the bodies were being taken away for safekeeping to determine if any magic could be used to save them, somehow magically and gruesomely, all of their hearts were extracted and burned.
Jesus Christ.
They ain't coming back from that.
As one might expect, Steppengard was enraged by this and has ordered his soldiers to begin searching anyone who appeared to be at all suspicious. And he set his advisor, Neener Glibglammer, yes, that's a known name, to divine who was responsible for these horrible crimes. Steppengard has spent the last 2 days in mourning, and the funeral for all of his children and his wife was earlier today. many people, including merchants and others, are trying to get out of Bresk and Dassen as quickly as they can. And the recently formed Talon, which is a sort of like shock troop guard that is basically in charge of trying to get to the bottom of these assassinations and is shaking down everyone. And that may, in fact, be this group, or this group that you just encountered is part of a larger force known as the Talon.
So, question: when do we find the priests of Kali Ma taking the hearts out?
It's interesting. You're not aware of a deity called Kalima in this setting, but maybe there is one. I mean,
We shouldn't have killed that freaking hag.
Yeah.
decisions were made.
All based on that.
Decisions were made.
Check the Wikipedia to see that it's just like, wait, how do those things connect? I was just supposed to get Paragon points. So
we got that information from one of the guards? One of these?
So
no.
You basically collected that from the halflings. And
then why the hell were the halflings coming in if they knew all this shit was going down?
They were going the other way.
They were trying to get out. They were here
That's what I thought at first too. And then when it's just like they were smuggling her out when they were going in, and it's like they were leaving. It's like, oh,
they were leaving, and the guards stopped them, and in the course of searching their wagon, found.
I mean, so then they very well could be the murderers.
Got a bunch of hearts.
Right. So like, so who is this noble lady?
So Hethel Beckoff is her name. She was romantically involved, a minor noble, so like not a lord or a lady, but just sort of like somebody who was of some social status, who was romantically involved with somebody who has been suspected to be an assassin. However, at this point, everybody who the king looks at, they're basically saying is a suspected assassin.
Right.
Right.
Everybody's a suspect. So what's the name of this person that she was romantically involved with?
To be fair, it does not state.
Okay, so then there was no significance.
But some people have speculated it's a rabbit named Mirajor, but don't say that out loud.
We know where to find them.
Getting rabbit with it.
Getting bouncy with it.
We'll have it happen. We can pull them out.
Okay.
So you guys have this information, and now the real question is, like as Balin had mentioned, is so what do you do with these soldiers? One of them has escaped. You can assume probably to run back to Bresk and inform more members potentially of the Talon that this has occurred. Balin feels very confident that the diplomatic papers that he possesses from Sequin will allow you guys to enter Bresk without. It's sort of like that scene from Lethal Weapon, diplomatic immunity. But at the same rate, there is clearly the city is in a state of lockdown right now, and somebody coming back saying a group of people from Sequin just were murdering our soldiers probably isn't going to carry any favors for it.
We didn't murder any soldiers.
Yeah, but they lied.
1, 2, 3 X's on the map that would differ, but up to you.
Oh my Christ! How many fucking times do we have to say non-lethal damage just because you put a fucking mark on stuff? Holy shit! God, Tom.
How you hit somebody with a mace lethal? Just asking.
You bludgeon them until they pass out. You don't kill them.
I would have loved to have known that the stuff we were doing couldn't have been non-lethal damage. I would have just had Eldritch Blasts going out.
Mm-hmm. I mean, parenting 101, constantly doing non-lethal damage.
Obscurity, I'm pretty sure you said you were walking in the dark killing people, so I don't think you can bounce back and forth, just saying.
I didn't. I actually was very explicit. Only one time was like, I'm going to kill him, and then I immediately redacted that, so. Yeah. whatever. It's your fantasy, right, Tom? Your fantasy.
Security have to go and stop.
Get mad when I murder people. Get mad when I don't. Like, what is it? What's the deal?
You can't make him happy.
Yeah.
You guys are all that parakeet right now. That's all.
Sounds like a Hal game to me.
Yeah. So do we want to bring the guards back and be like, "Yo, we were just trying to get here, and they were trying to kill us. So we didn't want to kill them, but we figured you would want them, and here you go."
Yeah, I mean,
we really needed to talk to you, and we really didn't want to be killed.
yeah, I mean, it's something where at this point, I mean, I don't know if we've killed guys, apparently, but it's something where, like, if we still had them, then it would be something where we're bringing them and introducing them to be like, hey, or not even, like, we could just, like, wake them up and just be like, hey, we didn't understand what was happening, but when you were threatening us, we didn't take it lightly. We have the whole situation now, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
You really
I
hit
kinda-
yourself really hard into that tree.
Yeah, I kind of don't trust these guards to not still try to kill us.
If anybody would like to make a survival check to see if there is a way to notice, as was mentioned before, that the tracks that you were following led here specifically.
If someone could roll for me, I would greatly appreciate it, as I cannot right now.
Both of Eric's hands are broken. He can't click on a mouse.
I'm driving currently, so I cannot, in theory, roll without, blowing
Fucking
my
roll.
car.
Just start pushing buttons on the dashboard and see what happens. It's
Roll
great.
the car and let's see what's
Oh my god, don't. Just
Right.
don't.
Heads or tails.
I hope it's.
That would be a nat 20. Oh, nice.
No. Only an 18. Plus 4.
So then it's doing with
Hey. By the way, if anyone does go to see the new LOTR bill, the bucket that they have for popcorn is a fucking Warhammer. So that's fun.
I didn't even know there wasn't a new Lord of the Rings film.
It's an anime of battle with Helm Hammerhand
Oh,
and Spotter and whatnot. So in Peter Jackson's universe. So yeah, good times.
gotcha.
Alright, so is anybody else gonna try to roll a survival?
You don't think so?
Is Sylvanas is not good enough?
My 22 didn't work.
22 did not pass. Enough
Oh.
enough to say definitively that this is them.
Oh,
Gee.
In
Jesus.
other words, Tom's pouting and the DC is 30.
DC is not 30. 22 is really close.
But I am pouting.
But that is a nat
Did
20.
not
I don't-
deny that.
But that is a nat
Oh, shit.
20. That is a nat 20. And
Yes.
I like to think that natural 20 should always be rewarded. And so, as such, Moruk, out of nowhere, just sort of peels one of the curtains in the carriage back and goes, "Oh yes, you can see how the tracks lead right up to that horse that's right there that hasn't left yet. I believe that this is them."
so that we know that these guys killed the Denians.
Lady Den's,
Yeah.
entourage.
Yeah.
So the lesson to learn to this is always keep your Moruk warm.
Yes.
Just don't cause hot chocolate burns. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, we tie him up and then we leave
Do
him
we want to
here.
bring him with us or leave him? Okay, you want to leave him?
Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
right. I had forgotten about that whole murdery aspect.
Yeah.
I assume we're taking their weapons.
There are weapons now.
I don't know.
Not,
I mean,
not
they're
even necessarily like to keep them, but more just
right,
to
just
disarm
to turn them in.
Yeah.
Right, we can because they're weapons of the realm, so they're not ours.
Right. We're not
Unless we're
stealing.
pirates.
We're
So
just.
the Steppengard commander, he doesn't have a name. He has on him a flail, and that's it. And then the Steppengard soldiers have short bows and flails.
So it's just going around whipping bitches.
Yep, they're whipping it good, or they were. They were trying to.
And can I roll an insight to see if I believe these halfling gnomes and this noble chick?
I mean, you can roll an insight, but I will tell you flat out that they are not lying.
Okay, cool. So we can let them go.
They are desperately hoping that that's what you're going to do, especially after you brought their buddy back from the dead, and maybe get this guy that's over on the right to come back because he's just wandering. He's just wandering off into the snowy fields.
Well, I mean, they.
Come get me, Eddie.
All right, let's get back on the road. Let's tie these guys up. Let's take their weapons. The game plan is just to be like, hey, we're trying to get here, and your soldiers are going on a rampage, killing everyone.
So from what you gathered, this sort of like shock trooper police force, the Talon, are being charged by the king to find who assassinated his family, and they have effectively been given the any means necessary kind of gig.
Yeah, but
So-
they weren't even questioning anybody. They were
Right.
just gonna-
And that's the whole
No,
thing.
I'm not
is
saying no to that. but-
we're gonna go in there saying like, we're here. We heard about this.
We wanna help.
I mean, my thought process is like, what do you need to help find these guys?
Right.
But at the same time, just killing everyone doesn't take us any closer to finding
Doesn't
those
take any
responsible for this.
Right. Just has a lot more dead bodies out there.
If we had slaughtered your guards, how much closer are we to figuring out who did this to your family?
Exactly.
Sort of
So
thing.
I mean, that's 5 less suspects, though.
they could have still been suspects, but there's no proof to know whether or not we killed the right people.
Right.
So there's still
That's the
suspects,
problem.
even when they're dead. Right. Unless they're identified as not the ones, they remain suspects, dead or alive.
Everyone's a suspect in our eyes.
Okay. So we're good to go. We have a game plan. We'll move forward.
Yeah.
And
Alright,
just
hold on.
for clarification, because I did not realize this, I thought that there was a different set of rules dealing non-lethal damage that we hadn't been considering. But the specific rules for 5e is when you reduce something to 0, you can choose at that moment whether it's non-lethal or not. So with that in mind, you guys have not murdered them.
Cool.
Okay. Good.
All right. So
I thought it was a different rule set, much the same as like that we'd have to roll like death saving throws like the commoner, etc. And that's why I was like, no, you took 3 of them out because I don't want to deal with that. But I didn't realize that it was as very specific as that. So
yeah. All right. So I have a problem because we're gonna need.
Wanted to
I'm
kill
gonna
the
need to
commander.
get some more rope when we get somewhere where I can get rope.
Kinky.
Because we're using your rope right now to tie them up.
Yes.
Okay. So we need to replace your.
Yes.
Understood.
I'm giving up my 6 ropes.
I mean, that's 50 feet per rope.
Yes. They
We
are
definitely don't need
so
50 feet.
tied.
Whoa.
Well, we don't. Okay. All right.
We are tying
now
the
we
shit
learn
out
how
of these
much
guys.
people know about tying each other
Oh
up.
my gosh.
Okay, so Nim is deducting rope. Balin and Moruk are back to enjoying hot cocoa and talking about worldly matters or nothing at all. Maybe playing cribbage. You're leaving the soldiers,
What the fuck?
wounded if not unconscious and bound, just on the side of a snowy road
With no weapons.
with
And,
no weapons.
Like, really fucking bound. Like, not
Yes.
joking around. So,
Like,
the bear's
like
gonna
a
come
1,000
around,
feet
like,
of
Let-
rope bound.
okay,
yes.
but here's the
The
thing.
bear's gonna come around and be like, oh, lunch.
No, it won't, because it won't be able to find it. He'll be
so
buried within
letting-
layers and layers and layers of rope.
Right.
You're-
It'll
you're-
also stay warm and not freeze to death.
Exactly.
Awesome.
You're letting Hethel Beckoff, and the halflings go on their way back to Ostalin. Yes.
Yeah, we determined that they are not a suspect. They are the first eliminations in this case.
We
Yeah.
know who didn't do this.
Yeah, we could start taking notes. In our investigation.
Yeah. The first note is just to write down Hethel's name and then cross it out.
Yeah.
And then halfling cross out. Halfling cross out. Cross.
Gnome cross out. No. There were
Were they-
8 of them?
What were they, like, interspecies? What happened? What? You know what? Fine, they're gone.
How can you
Ostalin's a
be
weird
black
place.
and Indian at the same time? Choose one.
Yeah. Oh, politics. Stupid. Anyways.
No, that's
First
science.
she
That's
was
just
black,
biology.
Now she's black again. I don't know.
All right. So you leave the unconscious and now unweaponized soldiers here on the side of the road where you've already encountered Razes eating civilians, and you press on. You press on northward. So let's
Okay,
go to
they're
the
not
map.
civilians. So.
They are
They
now.
are soldiers.
They don't have anything. So
No, they're still soldiers. They're just unarmed.
They're just vulnerable.
Right. You don't just stop being a doctor because you took your robe off.
Tom does.
yep, not a doctor
There's no
anymore.
such thing as a naked
Tom, you weren't a doctor to begin with. I know, but now I'm really not one.
Yeah. I was
So-
when I had robot.
Took your robe off? It's a little odd.
So you guys continue the 30 some odd miles up the Nasham River to the city of Bresk. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of information, and then we're going to get down to seeing out how you guys want to play this out. You guys approach a walled city that rises above the hills that it sits nestled in between. The castle itself is perched on a rocky protrusion called Great Hill, and it overlooks the wide river with the Torrest Steppes to its east. Much of this castle is said to be underground, as are many parts of the city of Bresk, which is home to several thousand dwarves. The city itself is generally unfriendly to outsiders, and most of the real culture of Bresk lies underground in the tunnels excavated by dwarves over the past several centuries. Most foreigners will never delve below the surface to see the bustling markets and solemn temples illuminated by clever skylights and mighty braziers. Bresk is considered a lawful, neutral, conventional small city. Its government is a monarchy ruled over by King Steppengard, who is also considered the king of all of Dason currently. There is a purchase limit of 15,000 gold points in this city. The population of Bresk stands at some 10,000 plus or minus. 65% human, 28% dwarf, 5% orc, 1% half orc, and 1% everyone's favorite, other. Desceni architecture tends towards the stout and broad. I mean, we're talking dwarves, so no brainers here. However, it's typically adorned with various great cats, gem patterns, and Sphinx statues. Everybody
That's
give me
Nice.
everybody give me a
Religion.
history check.
History.
You're still not
You're
here,
still-
Eric.
Yeah, I'm still driving. Someone can help an elf out, you know.
So wow. All right. So Moruk and Went, you remember that as you traveled through Dason to go to Sequin originally. Actually, Nim, you recall this as well. Savenis shockingly doesn't roll like a 40 on this.
You know, you can't always.
Savenis, you don't remember, but you remember that as you traveled through the passageway that you followed, that you saw a sphinx at one point, but before you could like sort of interact with it, it just sort of took off into the skies in the distance. And you wonder just how prevalent are these great creatures here in Dassen.
It's quite a riddle, one could think.
You're so on point. People in Bresk dress in multiple layers of drab clothes. Clearly, everybody in the city is unaccustomed to the chill weathers that you are now currently suffering. Should anybody ever have the chance to venture in the tunnels underground, however, you will find that that area of the city is always much warmer, as it is heated by sort of geothermal ducts and vents from even further down into the earth. Traditionally, Desceni religion was mostly devoted to strength and warfare, but since the unification of the nation under King Steppengard, a sect of the cave goddess Don Hofreya, Donhofreya, Don Hofreya, a lesser goddess whose domains are earth healing and war, has devoted itself to the nation. Don Hofreyan priests have earned great respects, as many serve in the army, showing an eager mixture of militarism and medicine. Additionally, the Order of the Aquiline Cross is on good terms with Don Hofreya and her sects. One question that I don't think that we have discussed, and I should have asked it several sessions ago, is Takasi with you, or is Takasi back home just sitting, making a roost on top of your home in Sequin?
That's a Kevin question, because he was on Nim had her.
Yeah. What would Takasi's thoughts on it be?
In regards to Don Hofreya, or in some, or you mean just in generally traveling with?
Yeah, exactly. Like, if it's like, no, we can partner up, but like, I want to stay around here, I'm mourning, or if it's like, yeah, let's go. You said that we're going to be doing some, doing work and doing good, then let's go do it. It would be based on whatever. It's female, right?
Yes, it's a she.
Yeah, so whatever she is thinking and feeling about it.
So, the way that I want to treat Takasi is that it would be considered, rather than just a mount, a familiar that you could summon, but it might... Oh my god, I am getting really aggravated to this keyboard. Jesus Christ, stop fucking doing that. Okay. But you could effectively summon Takasi to you if Takasi's not there right now. Also, I think Takasi would have the wherewithal to say that although coming into Bresk on a giant eagle might have some real flair to it, it might also be seen as like a show of force that maybe wouldn't be taken well, as the idea is that you guys are going on a mission of diplomacy to convince Steppengard and all of Dason that they should not allow Regesia to march through their nation to get the secret.
I mean, I think that this was an act of destabilization by Regesia.
I mean, that's my first thought, but yeah, let's find the proof.
Exactly, right? Like, you guys could come into Brest with that opinion, but if you don't have solid evidence to show that, like, it's going to be very difficult. Think of it this way. Like, if you went to walk into Congress and say, so-and-so did something wrong, the response by Congress is going to be like, prove it, or I don't believe you no matter what the evidence is. So you've got to have something solid to put in there. And do you have that in the moment? Also, you're walking into, like, 3 days after 9/11, right? Where everybody's like, lock down everything. Anybody who doesn't look like us, what does that mean? I don't know, is the enemy. That's where you're at right now. But to continue, the southern gate of Brest is open to a long, snaking column of people and beasts trying to enter the city, and a smaller, more daring line of those who are trying to get out. You can see the reason of that because everyone is being stopped and questioned and prodded and, like, just, like, having the worst TSA experience ever as they're trying to leave the city. Dozens of guards watch the gate and question people as they pass, searching belongings and glaring suspiciously at foreigners. For you guys, the diplomatic papers that you have will get you into Brest with little in the way of questioning. However, it depends on how you walk in. If you're trying to walk in like heroes, there could be some problems. But if you're not looking like you're trying to create trouble, and you're merely following Balin's lead, you should be able to get in without a problem. So the first question I have is, do you follow Balin's lead, or what do you do?
I mean, yeah, we're not trying to start anything yet.
Okay, everybody concurs. Nobody's lashing out, because one of the things that you see very clearly as you get towards the gates, both for the gate that's letting people in and the gate that's letting people out, is that many, if not a large portion of the guards that are there are all wearing the insignia that you found on the soldiers that you just fought on the Nasham River, which is this emblem of, like, these 3 eagle talons.
Yep. I mean, I think I'm speaking for all of us, but, you know, if anyone disagrees, let me know. But I mean, we understand why security is so heightened based on recent events. So it's not something where it's like, as long as they're not just, you know, killing everyone who tries to come in or out, then it's like, yeah, you know, we get it. There's suspicion all over.
Yep. And it's kind of like a heightened suspicion that's leading to a sense of paranoia, in the sense that, like, you see, like, the people who are being stopped and, like, overtly and, like, continually questioned, if there's any, like, misstep in their answers or change, like, they're pulled off to, like, another region that you can't see. Like, the level of paranoia that this multi-generational assassination effort has caused is palpable. But once you are inside the walls, Balin leads you to a tavern/inn called the Golden Griffin. It is an inn near the castle on the westward face of the great hill that the castle sits on. I did some digging this week to see if I could find you guys a map of Brest, to show it to you. And as good as Ian Publishing is with all of their maps, nobody has created a map of Brest, which was a real bummer because I wanted to show you guys what the city looks like. But I'll keep digging, and if I find one, I'll show it to you. But Balin secures, with the monies that he's brought, a large suite on the second floor with a main common room and a bedroom for each of you. Basically, Balin spends the next few hours getting in touch with the right people to verify that your audience with the king is scheduled for soon, which may be as soon as tomorrow or within the next several days. But you are on the list, and that you do have an audience that's set up. In the meantime, however, Balin says he wants to get all of your help planning on what to say to the king when you are granted your audience. With the recent assassination, it is going to be imperative that you guys don't make any missteps when speaking to the king. Once you guys have all sort of had a chance to like get into the room and drop your packs and just sort of like sit down, Balin uses his Stone of Alarm spell on the door to make sure that nobody can get in or detect what you guys are talking about while you're in there. And he says, I can lift this and put it back on, but having this on the door always helps me sleep easier at night.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Now.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
There was a thing that you said about like 15,000 gold. Is that like an amount that you can spend? There's like a limit?
Yes. So
how do they track that?
In the city, yeah, like, so this is the first time that I've seen it, because when we did Rime of the Frost Maiden, there wasn't like an expenditure limit on the cities, but there was also like,
yeah, of course not. They didn't sell anything worth buying, so
that was just it. But yeah, so there's a purchase limit of 1,000 gold pieces for Brest, which I think means you can get up to some uncommon items. I think that's what that means.
Oh, is that why? Okay. All right.
I think we'll have to explore more, but I think.
Yeah, I just had no idea why, but I guess if it's attempting to limit like just finding a ton of gold somehow, and then just being able to buy everything that you want.
Well, I mean, if you found a ton of gold, you could buy a ton of 15,000 gold pieces or less items. That's all.
Yeah.
So one of the things that sort of, I know we're going to wrap up now, and I think this gets us to a good point, is the conversation about dice or dialogue. And so, depending upon how you guys want to do it, we could either resolve some of the diplomacy that's going to come up now with dice, or we could do it with like role playing, and depending upon how you role play, we can award it. But it's like bonuses, etc. So it's either going to be you guys make some rules and then get some results to see how your presentation in front of the king is going to go, or we can do things like play tavern games and win drinking contests and try to get like the various like fiefdoms proxies to be on board with you. And I'm happy to go either way with this. I just didn't know what people wanted to do, because effectively you guys are going to be representing Sequin in a conversation with the king and the proxies of the Council of Nine. The only person that won't be part of this is Lord Gallows' proxy, because he's been arrested. Additionally, Lady Naaman will be there in person. This is something to keep in mind because of stuff and things that you guys have now become privy to. Rather than like setting this up where everybody tries to talk at once and it's a big shit show, either Balin or a persuasive player, it's probably going to be Savenis, let's not joke about this, will present your case. Other heroes can help the primer speaker's charisma or persuasion checks, but only one character will be allowed to speak. So they must help through the preparation beforehand. What is the preparation beforehand? Effectively, there's some key pieces of information that people can make checks to try to discover. They would be investigation checks. And that would be like the key issues that both Steppengard and the Council of Nine, now 8 because Galo's not there, Galo's proxy isn't there, that if you don't know these things, your checks will be harder. Additionally, you can spend the time over the course of like tonight or over the next few days doing some research and trying to sort of mingle with those proxies, where you can make connections with them with 2 successful oh my god, what is it? It's persuasion checks. And that could be in the form of like buying them drinks, figuring out what they want to do, trying to buy them meals, like trying to do whatever. And so the funds that Balin brought would basically give you carte blanche to do these. There are 3 levels of peoples that are on the council: friendly, neutral, and hostile. And the DCs to persuade their proxies go up accordingly. Friendlies, DC 10, neutral, DC 15, hostile, DC 20. Here's the point though. If you can get those 2 successful persuasion checks on their proxies, the DCs to sway them when you speak in front of them and the king are reduced by 5. That was a lot of shit, so questions?
Probably.
Yeah, fair. It's fair.
Yeah, probably when we're doing it.
Right.
So I think that so basically it comes down to 2 parts. The first is you guys need to roll some investigation checks to see if you can find the key issues that all of Dason are sort of focused on. That may open up some other things to do some checks on. The other part is, do you want to spend the evening or the next day or so trying to interact with these proxies to kind of find ways that you might be able to win them towards your side, which would reduce the DC when whoever gives the presentation in front of the king and the proxies. And then lastly, the I think what I would like is I would like Nim to give me 2 con saves.
Okay.
Because you're in Bresk.
Yeah.
Obscurity definitely wants to kind of bolster support from proxies and build relationships with proxies prior to
That's a save.
meeting with the king.
Agreed.
Nice.
We should aim for the hostile proxies
Holy
first, though.
shit.
Yeah.
So I set it at a DC 15 and a DC 18, and you were just like crushed. So you have no levels of exhaustion, and you have gained the benefits of the manual.
Badass.
That's pretty fucking badass for sure. Damn it. No, I mean,
Well,
good roll, man. Good
my
roll.
con save, I gave up a feat to get con proficiency with my saves. So that's at a
It's paid
plus
off.
8
It's paid
now.
off in spades. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's paid off a bunch of times, because that is where the concentration lies.
Nice. So I think so. The first thing to do is to see if you guys can discover just through like kind of social investigation what the big issues are that Dason is faced with. It is a DC 11 investigation check. Everybody can roll the check. I'm not going to have Balin roll it. It's got to be you guys that discover it. Balin's just sort of the diplomat that can help you craft your message when you stand there in front of them. For anybody,
I got a 12, Tom.
you got a what?
12.
Did you roll, or you're just giving me a number?
No, I rolled it. It's on my phone, so you're only going to see it in the listing on Beyond.
Okay,
Not
so
in there.
would you like 1, 2, or 3? I'm going to do these investigation checks, and then I'm going to call it for the night, because I think to get into the rest of it is going to be another night of stuff.
Yeah.
So we've got one check. Puent does not make it.
Investigation. Oh, thank goodness.
Oh wow! All right. So you've got two of them. Somebody needs to get one more 11, and then you get all 3.
Who do we have still?
Could I offer a bardic inspiration to somebody before they tried it?
Nim, I'm going to give you a specific piece of information because of the 20 that will give you advantage on another roll. So,
Okay.
So is Nim gonna roll again, or do you
Yeah,
still
should
need
I-
somebody else to roll?
So everybody should roll to see if somebody else can get an 11.
Okay.
Oh, so I could roll again.
No, you rolled already. You got a
Oh.
12.
Investigation.
We got
Yes,
Mora.
investigation. So we've got Moruk and Obscurity.
Nice.
Obscurity. Okay, you got it. So Moruk doesn't have to roll. All right. Nim, this is what you discover. According to the bloodline succession detailed in the Book of Eight Lands, and I think we went into some detail about the Book of Eight Lands a session or two ago, but basically it's the book that shows who potentially could be the like sort of divine leader of Dason. According to this book, Lord Megadon is next in line to the throne after Steppengard, but Lady Namin wants to marry Steppengard and become queen. Everybody fears another civil war, and they want Steppengard to make a clear decision as to who will succeed him instead of turning again to the book, because the book was what led to like the crazy civil war that raged across Dason for 40 years before Steppengard like stepped up and took control. It does not particularly matter what the speaker says in this regard, but if whoever is speaking in front of the council does not address this issue at all, it will demonstrate a severe lack of understanding of the situation, incurring disadvantage on the persuasion checks with all the proxies in audience to the king. So you guys just were able to dodge that bullet. There is more information about the Book of Eight Lands, but I think we'll deal with that next week. So Venice, you find out about Glibglammer's stance. The king's advisor, Nina Glibglammer, should be an ally of Sequin, being a wizard, but recently her opinion has changed, and she seems to be telling King Steppengard that Sequin is a potential threat. If the heroes and Balin plan to rely on Glibglammer to support their case, the speaker will suffer disadvantage on the persuasion checks to both the neutral and hostile proxies at audience with the king. Since the gnome woman, Glibglammer, has already predicted such arguments and has warned the representatives at the court not to listen to them. So if anybody was thinking about speaking in the towards like Glibglammer taking their side, she has recently had like some sort of like change of heart and does not believe that Sequin should be an ally but is an actual threat. And then lastly, Obscurity and Moruk, I'll give it to you both because you both passed it. The heroes can learn that the leanings of various nobles, namely that Gallo, Dashgoban, and Timor are not fond of the Regessian's non-aggression pact, and that Iz and Dean are uncertain but loyal to the king, and that Megadon, Rego, and the Min are hostile to Sequin. Failing to find out this information incurs disadvantage on the speaker's charisma perception checks to the hostile proxies. So effectively, you guys, with these investigation checks, have deleted several of the negative effects that your presentation to the king and the council can have. So good job. Now that said, I think that we've hit like 11:36, and unless people want to get into a bunch of persuasion checks, we should probably pause until next week. But you've made it to Brest, and things are about to get diplomatic.
Nice. Can that information that you just gave us, can you just post it up in Discord at some point in time? Obviously not now, but
Absolutely not. Yes.
Do it right now.
And
right.
I just to put in the point, that last point basically let you know that people who are friendly to Sequen are Lord Dashkoban and Lady Timor. The people who are neutral are Lady Dean or Den and Lord Is, and then the folks that are hostile are Rego, Megadon, and Namin.
All right. Hold
you feel like
on
if
sec.
Gallo's proxy hadn't been arrested for some reason, probably in some weird connection to the assassination that just happened, he would probably be on your side as well. But seeing as like his son is like studying in Sequen, but that's to be determined.
So who was against us?
The folks that are hostile are Rego, Megadon, and Namin.
Rego.
The east side, East Coast.
Yep, basically, yep.
Oh yeah. And then who was? What am I gonna go for neutral? Gray.
Neutral were Is and Dean.
And then who was everyone else?
Friendly was Dashkoban and Timor, and you basically you feel that Gallo would be friendly as well, but Gallo's proxy, as you discover, has been arrested.
So Gallo's not represented.
Correct.
And I mean, Steppengard, or like they would be considered a neutral at this point.
So yeah, so that it's considered the Council of 9, Steppengard being one of that council, but his vote counts for more when rulings happen. So everybody else vote counts for 1. Steppengard counts for like 2 or 3. I have to look it up, but basically, like he's either the tiebreaker or the the person that can break a stalemate. Which is also a tiebreaker. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, that's excellent. But so he would be, they're kind of like neutral, or
in regards to us.
Yeah.
Steppengard at this point is kind of anti everyone after what just went down. So
yeah, that's fair. We'll go with this.
And just as a I guess like a reference point on the map, can you guys see where it says in like faded letters Ostfalen right here?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So you see the red dotted line that sort of separates Steppengard from Den that comes from the Nasham River? That's the main like pathway for merchants, and you guys were right about here when you had that fight with like the Talons.
Okay.
So just to further like explain the reason
they were
why
probably
the halflings were traveling south along the, and then they were going to catch this road to go back to Austin.
Yeah. And they have to go all the way down to the south.
But yeah, so
okay.
So good job, everybody. You're in Brest. You made it. Now it's time to try to be diplomatic and see how it goes when talking to the king and the Council of 8.
Yeah, so we'll have to set up what we're doing and figuring out all of that. But as we said, yeah, probably going to be Savenis. We just have to set them up. And
Venice is probably your speaker, but I think
Yeah.
as far as, but with regards to touching base with
Beforehand.
each of the proxies,
Yep.
I'm gonna say that it's rather than what we did with the churches when you had the church mission. You guys are each gonna have to pick a proxy, and then go see if you can influence them. With the realization that the friendly proxies are friendly already. So do you really need to, like, you know, motivate them? But the ones that are neutral or hostile, that could be like a swing factor.
Yep.
But they're going to be harder.
And if we wanted to, would we be able to kind of meet with every proxy, or is there going to be some sort of time limit that there's only a certain number we can talk to?
When we start next week, provided that, you know, everybody can meet and do whatever, I'm gonna pre-roll a dice to see how much time you have.
Okay.
Because your scheduled appointment and the amount of time you have is based upon how fast you made it to Brusque, and you guys made good time because you traveled up the river. But also, like, the recent assassination attempt and stuff has created some potential things, as well as your actions along the river. So I will roll, and then as we start next week, I will tell you what you have. At a minimum, you will have an evening to touch base with as many people as you can. But you might have more time. It depends.
Nope.
And also, I can't say this enough. Nim, I can't believe those con rolls. Way to go. I was gonna have you go into, like, the meeting with proxies with a second level of exhaustion if you had failed, which would have meant your skill checks would have been disadvantaged. But good job. So
Yeah.
but all right.
Cool. And then I'll still end up failing. So that'll suck.
It's fair.
I didn't need
sure.
2 rolls to screw this up. I managed it with the first one.
Yeah. I mean, at least if you had had the exhaustion, you would have an excuse.
Right, exactly. Now I have to succeed, or else.
It's just like, wow, what a...
Yeah, so good job, everybody. I hope everybody's still having fun. I know that this is a shift from, like, fighting to, like, intrigue and skill checks, but it's one of the reasons that I'm excited to keep running this game. So.
I dig it.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Good night.
All right.
Later, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Later. Night.